Get ready, we're heading out to hit some rails. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 pro skateboarders. For this list, we're looking at the most influential professional skateboarders to ever pick up a board. These are the guys that have changed the way we approach skateboarding and have had a serious amount of personal success.
And I'm living it, every day.
Number 10, Andrew Reynolds.
But I kept running into that thing, and I did that, which sucked.
Known as the boss in skateboarding circles, the moniker is fitting, as he gained a reputation for trying things that others just couldn't pull off. And Reynolds appears to nail these feats with minimal effort. When he hit the scene in the early 1990s, Turtle Boy was snapped up by skateboarding legend Tony Hawk's Birdhouse team, alongside other skateboarding greats. An influential skater and Thrasher's Skater of the Year in 1998, Reynolds' pedigree is matched by few.
I want to do a company with these guys, some guys they probably never even heard of,
Today, Reynolds is the boss of Baker Skateboards, which boasts Riley Hawk, son of Tony, as part of the brand's team.
I don't want people to get the wrong idea, I'm not happy when I get this stuff because I'm super psyched, it's just after getting killed and getting it, I'm just not jumping up and down partying.
Number 9, Eric Costin.
Let's see if I can get up at first try. Still got it.
A fearless skater, regardless of whether he's on the street or mid-competition, Costin won't think twice about mixing things up, whether it be with the fandangle or the K-grind. With wins at numerous X Games and other competitions, fortune has favored his brave approach. Costin started the 4-Star clothing company in 1996 and has even had his own custom Nike shoe, showing a pretty far-reaching influence for a grade 10 dropout. As a skater who has invented so many of his own tricks, his lack of formal education clearly hasn't hurt him none.
I'm pretty obsessive about every detail. And you don't want anything to throw you off mentally when you're skating.
Number 8, Steve Caballero.
Look at that.
It's easy to see why Thrasher magazine honored Steve Caballero with the title Skater of the Century. Fully dominating the skateboarding world throughout the 1980s, the skater is noted for inventing the Caballerial, also known as the Fakie 360 Ollie, a trick that has even been incorporated into snowboarding. Skilled in both street and vertical skating, he has been a long-term member of the Bones Brigade, which features huge names like Rodney Mullen, Tony Hawk, and Danny Way.
Got my setup here. It's a Power Peralta Steve Caballero signature model.
Caballero may suffer from scoliosis of the spine, but that didn't stop him from setting big air and board slide records throughout his career. Number 7, Mark Gonzalez.
You're breaking the law, really, with skateboarding, but I like to do it. I can't stop.
A true innovator of street skating, the climate of the sport would not be the same without Mark Gonzalez. Along with Nadas Kopis, he was one of the first skaters to ride handrails, a major contribution to the development of street skating, which is for many the most popular form of the sport.
About to attack this double set, yo!
Gonzalez's place in history was cemented when he cleared a major gap with his ollie at the famed skate spot Embarcadero in 1986. The obstacle was henceforth dubbed the Gonz Gap.
I even turned off the camera. I was like, I can't believe he made it. That's it. That was the end.
His pioneering influence was confirmed when Trans World Skateboarding endowed him with the Legend Award in 2006.
Pioneering has to do mostly with seeing something already out there and then adapting it and making it yours. That's what true pioneering is about.
Number 6, Tony Alva.
But eventually what happened was by freak circumstance, I was probably one of the first guys that actually started landing airs.
Drawing heavily from the emerging surf culture of the 1960s, Alva's skating style differed drastically to that of most skaters of the time, many of whom were using more traditional tricks and styles.
And you ride every inch as hard and fast as you can.
One of the first members of the legendary Z-Boys skateboard team, he was an early innovator of vert skating. Never a fan of convention, Alva is credited with making empty swimming pools part of the skating norm.
I kind of miss the old days, but I sure like riding all the good pools that we have nowadays.
Alva broke new ground in 1977, when, at just 19, he formed Alva Skates, becoming the first skateboarder to form his own company.
You know, there's no limit to what can be done with skateboarding. There's no rules. There's no guidelines other than just get on a board and ride.
Number 5, Bucky Lasek.
The sidewalk bump, that's where I learned to do my first front-side boneless.
This guy is too incredible for one sport. If he's not ripping it up on his board, he's likely moonlighting as a rallycross driver.
Bucky applies pressure.
It's not like Lasek's a mediocre skater or anything either. His 10 X Games golds are a testament to his ability in vert skating.
Oh, look at that nollie kickflip sailfish. Now that's different grab.
The only thing he's not good at? Losing. But he doesn't do that very often. Despite numerous injuries, Lasek is committed to vert skating. And he is relentless in his pursuit of perfection and progression. It's likely this dedication that made Lasek the first action sports athlete to show up on the cover of ESPN magazine, confirming him as a legend in every sense of the word.
Bucky does it. He crosses the finish line with the first podium of his GRC career.
Number 4, Danny Way.
Let's hear it for Danny Way!
Some of the things Danny Way has achieved are unbelievable. With his track record of major injuries, it seems like he's almost superhuman in his healing abilities.
What the hell's going on around here?
First, he bomb drops from a helicopter with a dislocated shoulder. Then, he jumps the Great Wall of China with a broken foot. And then, he wins an X Games Big Air Gold, while still suffering from his Great Wall injury.
I cannot believe what I just saw.
Would it be a surprise if this 2-time Thrasher Skater of the Year bomb drops from space at some point? Probably not.
Look at that gap!
That is an incredible view there.
Number 3, Rodney Mullen. Mullen's influence on modern street and vert skateboarding is undeniable, seemingly brought into this world to serve skateboarding. The Mutt started competing at age 11 and was immediately a force to be reckoned with. 3 years later, he turned pro at age 14.
Because that's where the joy was for me. Always was creating new stuff.
Mullen is credited with inventing many of the tricks which are now staples of modern skateboarding, including the flat ground ollie, the impossible, and the kickflip. These contributions alone earn him an automatic spot on any influential skateboarding list, and rightly give him the title of the Godfather of street skating.
But there is this beauty in dropping it into a community of your own making and seeing it dispersed and seeing younger, more talented, just different talent. Take it to levels you could never imagine, because that lives on.
Number 2, Bob Burnquist. For Tony Hawk to say that you're his favorite skater, you've got to be doing something right. Best known for both vert and big air skating, Burnquist is so far the only Brazilian to become Thrasher's Skater of the Year. Known as a creative and innovative skater, Burnquist made history as the first skater ever to land a fakie 900. The Brazilian won the Slam City Jam men's vert in 1995, coming into the event as a relative unknown. Burnquist would eventually win 12 X Games golds, the most impressive of which came in 2001, when he nailed previously unseen vert tricks and snatched the victory from Bucky Lasek.
We have lost our minds in the booth right now. It could not happen any better. That was one of the most furious displays of beautiful skateboarding.
Before our top pick kickflips his way onto the list, let's take a look at some honorable mentions. 1. Tony Hawk. The greatest pioneer ever in vert skateboarding, Tony Hawk has seen his influence stretch far beyond the world of skateboarding. He is a cultural icon and is largely responsible for the rejuvenation of the whole sport in the early 1990s. Generations of future skaters will know the Birdman as the first skater to land a 900.
Literally, Pier 30 shook, and we felt the groundswell. I wasn't sure if it was an earthquake or somebody out there doing something special.
And for his role in bringing skateboarding to the mainstream. Because, while the other skaters on this list may feature in his wildly popular video game, Tony Hawk is the star.
My priority has always been to be progressive. And if I'm remembered as being progressive or someone that broke limits, then that's how I'd rather approach it.
Do you agree with our list? Which pro skaters do you think deserve more recognition? For more ripping top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.